Welcome back to Car Stuff P&W. This is Jesse. We've got another update on the Civic. I have ordered a new timing belt kit for this thing because I'm thinking it's a water pump. It is Thursday after posting that video, 4 in the afternoon. I'm going to try and completely replace everything, all the timing belt, the water pump, the pulley, and the spring, and try and get it all done today. So let's see how it goes. First step is draining the radiator. Okay, see, the nice thing about having a service manual for your car is that when you're not sure about something, you can go and double check. And so I checked for the water pump, and it doesn't say anything about draining the radiator or any of that stuff. It just says remove the timing belt and then remove the water pump. So that's what I'm gonna do. So in the meantime, I've removed the belt for the power steering and for the alternator. I've obviously jacked it up and removed the front tire. And I also removed my cruise control. If you don't have cruise control, you don't need to worry about it. Here's my authentic, wonderful Hassports. The next step is to remove, the pulley on the crank pulley, the bolt for the crank pulley. So I've already got, because I've done this a time or two, I've got one of the crankshaft or crank pulley tools. This holds the crank pulley in place. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then you put, it's a 19 millimeter socket. And then what I do is I've seen this before. You use a floor jack, to brace the bottom, so you can loosen it. So that's the next part, is to break that off. Here we go. Okay, I had to play around with my wrench here to get it to work, but I was able to loosen the bolt for the crankshaft pulley. Let's see if this thing will actually, of course, this thing's stuck. Yeah, right there. There we go. All done. All good. Ready to rock. Okay, let's keep going. Okay. It took almost an hour for dinner. It's about a little more than 2 hours later. Valve covers off. The lower covers off, or the upper middle. I don't know. And now I need to pull this off. Man, this is gonna come off, isn't it? Oh no. Oh man, I don't know if I can do this on my car. Man, I really hope I don't have to drop it. Okay, as you can see, I got the crank pulley off. Here's the little key, comes off. It fits in there. And usually you want to use a new one, but you know what? I'm just gonna reuse the one I have. I don't know if I have another one. I can't tell. I think it seems like it's in good shape as far as I can tell. Yeah, it's great. Super great. Most wonderful. I think it seems to be in decent shape. Not too terrible. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, I did have to disconnect this lower motor mount, and then I was able to drop the engine low enough that the crank pulley came off. So now I can pull this plastic piece off and actually get to the timing belt. I can reduce the tension on it and pop it out. Cool. All right. So now I got the lower cover off, and as you can see, I've got the old timing belt off. And I don't know. I mean, I was looking at this thing and checking it out. I don't think it actually needs to be replaced. I think it's still in good shape. Doesn't look deformed or really worn out. Anything like that. It looks like it's in good shape. So I don't know that I'm gonna toss it. I mean, it's a Mitsubishi. Should be the same thing. In this kit, I'm pretty sure that's the OEM stuff. Yeah, same stuff in the kit. And this is a Koyo, which is OEM. And the freaking spring is from Honda. And I mean, the last water pump lasted 6 months. No, it's not 6 months, 6 years. Nearly 6 years, so I think that's decent. Gosh, I hope that's it. Please be this. Please let this be the solution. All right, time to remove the old water pump. Okay, I've got all the bolts out of the water pump. The water pump is down here, right here. I'm touching it. That's the gear. This whole housing right here. In fact, over here, a warning. There's a new gasket, and this is the new water pump right here. It'll actually mount in there like that. There's 5 bolts here, 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 and here. Maybe this one too, I can't remember. 1, 2, 3, probably 4 or 5. I'm pretty sure it was that one. So yeah, it's just got the pulley, and then that's the pump. The gasket goes into the groove there. There's special spots in here that are designed to help hold on to that, so that when you actually take this thing and made it up against the engine, that it stays in there, so it has a good seal. So I've got all 5 bolts out down here. These 5. I've got a bucket for the coolant. You guys can see it. It's right here. Nope. What's up? Where's my finger? Oh, jeez. It's up here. That's the water pump right there. So now we're gonna crack it open. So we're just gonna pop it out. Yeah. Let's see. I pushed it back in just to see, and of course, coolant got everywhere. That happens. Yeah, so got some coolant to clean up. But, water pump is ready to be pulled. Okay, got the water pump out. If you look down in there, down in there. That's where the water pump was. Pulls, I think about that. it pulls from in there to on the right and then pushes it through the left. And then over here, here's the new water pump. Here's the old one. Looking at the new one, there's a decent gap there between the metal and this propeller. But then if you look at this one, there's a lot less room between this part and the metal frame. Even the gear, I checked it, and this is out further than this one. It's not nearly as far out. So I don't know if that's how it always has been. Now it's a problem or what, but there is a difference. So I'm actually hopeful that putting this new pump in will help. All right. Okay, so I've got the new water pump prepped and ready to go, and I think this is drained enough, and I've got it dry enough that I'm ready to install it. The only problem is when I look at these, at least not that one, this bolt looks awful. Would it work? Maybe, but gosh, I just hate using crappy old bolts like this. So I think I'm gonna call it a day now. I guess 3.5 hours into it. I mean, it's torn apart and I could put it back together, but I don't know. This bolt is nasty. So I think I'm gonna try and go to Honda and get a new one just for that peace of mind. So yeah. Okay, it's the next day. Got some new bolts from Ace because Beaverton Honda didn't have any in stock. They get it tomorrow, but that's not good enough. So yeah, so I went to Ace, got new bolts, and then I went to actually put the new water pump on. And some of these bolts were just not threading correctly. And so one of the tools that I've managed to collect over the years is a chaser set, a thread chaser set. And so what it is, can't really see it in there. Let me get back to the whole container. What it does is it cleans up and fixes your threads. This one's a Schwaben metric thread chaser set. This is different than one of these, a tap and die set. This can work, but technically this is intended for creating threads. But this is made for fixing them. And it's similar to one of those other kits, but this is gentler and won't mess them up and take too much material out. You've got grooves in here for junk to fit into, so you have to lubricate it. You lubricate the threads, you put it in, and you work it back and forth, in and out, to ream those threads and make them clean and good again. I don't know what happened to my 8, but I'm using the 6 right now. And it's one of those things that's really nice to have when you've got messed up threads. And so I'm using the oil for my compressor, which I still haven't changed. I need to change the oil in this thing. It's not low, but it is old. Anyway, so I use the cap, I put some on there, and then, let's see, it's an 11 mil. Where is it? There it is, 11. And you just you have to work it back and forth. Hope if I can get that thing on there. So yeah, you just go up and down, back and forth, working in a little bit, go in a little bit, and then come back out. Go in, come back out. And this just helps fix your threads so that when you go to, there, yeah, that's working better. So when you want to replace the water pump again, you haven't demolished your threads trying to make it work. So yeah, there's some junk on there. So you clean it off. Get all that junk. Yeah. Then you apply some more lubricant right there, and then you do it again. So I'm gonna check, probably not all of them are messed up, but I probably will just go over each one just to make sure they're not messed up and they don't cause me problems later. Okay, finally. I ended up using the thread chaser on all of them. The bottom bolt, the side, and the top left, those ones were rough. In fact, the top left one there, whew, that one was not cooperating. But I finally got it to the thread chaser in there straight, and it's good to go. And then yeah, those bolts threaded much nicer now, and they're all torqued down to 8.7 foot-pounds, and this thing spins freely. So I think we're good to go. Now we can put the new timing belt on and the tensioner and get all that stuff. All right, next is the tensioner. This one's actually, seems like it's in good condition, but honestly, I'm just gonna replace it because I can. So, sorry, if you look at this, you've got two of these tabs. The one that is stepped down goes on the left. This one goes on the right. This spring, oh, that's right here. This guy hooks on to the recessed one, and then the other one, it connects up there on that dowel. And then there's the other one, and then the spring connects up there and down there. So now I'm gonna put the spring on. All right, and then you can see the spring is all attached. So now I need to put that crank gear on. The washers. Here's the gear, and it is keyed, only goes one way. And then this washer thing goes on, and it needs to be away, concave out, away from the timing belt. Okay, and when you're putting this crank gear on, it is keyed. You want to make sure the key is towards the front, otherwise it won't slide all the way on, because it needs to go back like that. And then in order to, when you put on your timing belt, you need to make sure that line right there, this line matches up there. You want them in sync. All right, it was a battle. I kept kind of messing it up, but I got the belt back on. The crank pulley still not on there, but that's okay. I think I got this set correctly. So now I just got to put the lower panel back on, the lower cover, and then put the crankshaft pulley back on. All right, it's the next day. I got to the point where I needed to attach the lower cover, and then I needed to go to dinner. But I got the lower cover on. I've got the crank pulley back on, tight and everything. And then I adjusted the timing belt, the tension on the timing belt, retorqued the crankshaft bolt, and now I am putting the motor mount back on. And it's probably not the motor mounts themselves, it's probably my car, but this wasn't matching up with this, so I actually had to pull the big fat bolt out of the mount in order to get that to attach. Now it's all torqued down, and it's close, but I need to line that up and then get the bolt in. But it shouldn't be. It should be pretty easy. I can use one of my big screwdrivers to push it over. All right, let's go. Okay, I had to use some of these in order to you know, put enough distance here. Actually, it would help is loosening the upper strut tower bar, but I was able to get it in there. It's all nice and tight, ready to go. So now I can get the floor jack out of the way and keep going. I think I'm actually going to check the valves again, even though I did it like a week or two ago. I feel like I don't know, I did a better job of putting the timing belt on. I feel like it's slightly more accurate than it was before. So, all right, here we go. Okay, the middle cover's on, torqued down. I did the valve adjustment. Some of these intake valves were too tight, actually, so I'm glad I did that. And then I cleaned the gasket. I've actually pulled this out and cleaned it, and I just cleaned these, scraped off as much of the old Honda Bond as I could. And now I'm gonna put a fresh little layer on there, and then put the valve cover back on. Okay, I've got everything back together. Valve cover's all tightened down. The drive belts, oops, are attached. You can't see. Wheels back on. Still need to tighten that, and then it needs coolant because of all the coolant it dumped. So I'm gonna go to a local auto parts place and get some coolant. Here we go. All right, it's all put back together, topped off. I put more coolant in it. I actually topped off the power steering fluid, and I started it once. It sounds great. Let's start it again here. Better than it did. So far so good. I'm gonna take it for a drive, see how it does. Oh, that's right. And I'll check the timing on it. Maybe it's all off now. All right, let's see. Okay, took the car to go get some coffee for me and my wife. And this thing sounds great now. It's not making that awful whining sound anymore. Fans on. No terrible whining sounds. Running awesome. Running great. Heck yeah. Success. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Give us a like and subscribe. We'll see you later.